Hello happy campers, my name's Nikki and welcome to Yougo Camping. So in today's video we're going to be talking a little bit about fire safety. It's actually a topic I'm really passionate about when it comes to camping, because I want to make sure that you're having a really great time with your friends and your family and you don't want an accident to ruin that. We've also been on campsites where there's been an issue with fire. We did see someone get injured by inappropriately using a gas stove, shall we say, and the scream kind of stays with you forever. So now we're a little bit evangelical about fire safety around the campsite. So let's just get into it. The first thing that you should always carry with you at your campsite is a fire extinguisher. This is a really simple 1 kilogram powder extinguisher. I think I spent about £20 on it. It actually lives in my car most of the time when I'm not camping. And when I am camping, it's out right in view of everyone. It comes back in the tent overnight, but it's right near the gas stove just so that everyone can grab hold of it. I'm really passionate about people carrying fire extinguishers in their car as well as when they're camping, because it can just mean the difference between life and death. So if you ever need to use it, it's really simple to use. Just pop your finger in there, pull the key out, and then squeeze the top towards the fire. A powder fire extinguisher is probably the most versatile one to use, especially over a water fire extinguisher, and these are perfect for gas stoves. So always make sure you pick one up and just pop one in your car, because it'll make a really big difference to you. The second thing we're going to talk about is keeping a bucket of water by your camp. This is something everyone can do, and it doesn't need to be a special fire bucket. It can just be a washing up bowl if that's all you've got to hand, but something that is easy to see and easy to grab and holds a decent amount of water. Now, we actually bought these buckets, and I know you're thinking that doesn't look much like a bucket. So these are just collapsible red buckets. Went for red specifically so that they were really visible. And once you've got them out, they pop up just like that. And they're absolutely perfect as a fire bucket. You can fill it up with water and the water will actually hold it up quite nicely. And we leave this by our camp so that anyone can use it if they need to. This is something that's really important to keep on hand, not just for you, but for everybody else when you're camping. Again, when we saw somebody get injured by fire, there wasn't a lot of people that had buckets of water to hand. And it just so happened that we actually had a washing up bowl that we were doing the washing up in. So we grabbed hold of that, put some more water in it and took it over. It was probably that moment that made us realise that we need to carry a fire bucket to every single event. Some campsites will ask for it as mandatory, some don't. Personally, I think they should all ask for it as mandatory. But it's really worth carrying. Again, this one doesn't take up any space at all. And when you're done, you can just fold it up like that and pop it back in the bag. It is a little bit bulky for a backpacker, for a hiker or cyclist to carry, but what's bulky when it comes to your life? That's the question I always ask people when they complain about how heavy and bulky these things are. So yeah, the second thing is a bucket. The last thing is actually something that most people don't carry. It's actually a fire blanket. These are a little bit heavy and they can be a little bit bulky, but again, heavy and bulky for your life. These are really great to carry, and they can put out gas fires, which is really important, as that's what most of the people are going to be cooking with on a campsite. So these are really simple. When you need to, just pull them out, get the blanket out and throw it over the fire, or throw it over the person that's on fire and then roll them up. Really simple to get. You can buy these online, anywhere. Probably go for a reputable supplier. We'll stick some links in the description below so that everyone knows where to get them from. But again, fire blankets really important. If you take these three things with you, you have got a much better chance at surviving a fire on a campsite. Now, another thing you can do that doesn't involve taking anything with you is to make sure that your tent is camped further away from people. In these times of new normal, we're all used to a bit of social distancing. So when you're pitching your tent, try and make sure that your guy lines are at least 2 metres away from the next person. That what this means is that the fire's not going to spread through the campsite. We've seen quite a lot of places where the tents are really packed in together, and if one of those goes up, the whole place is going to go up. These things are generally made out of plastic, so they're not that fireproof, even though they might claim to be. So make sure that you don't camp right near someone so that you've got a little bit more of a chance of not catching the flames. Another thing you should be really wary about is actually cooking inside your tent. You'll see on many tents it will have a little symbol to say no gas fires inside. That's really important. If you've got a tent that you can stand up in, there's slightly more of a chance that you can probably cook in there without worrying too much, but we wouldn't recommend it. We would honestly recommend cooking outside, so that again, if the worst happens, your tent's not going to catch fire or catch somebody else's tent on fire. If you're using the cartridge style stoves like these ones, they're really unstable. If you get a heavy pot on top of these, it can knock over quite easily, and we've been camping for many decades, and I've knocked many pots over purely by mistake. So always try and make sure you keep your gas stove on something solid, or like these ones, get a stand for the bottom of it. This stand costs about £3, I think, £3.50, and it clips onto the bottom of any gas cartridge, and it just means that you've got a much more solid base to work with, and it's slightly better for you. But again, these type of gas stoves are a little bit unreliable when it comes to stability, so we would go for the portable gas stove if you can manage it. If you want to have a look at what the different types of gas stoves are, we've left some links in the description there. And if you would like to like this video, that would help us out quite a lot. Drop us a comment in the comment section, or any questions in the comment section. We'd be quite happy to answer them. Don't forget to like and subscribe, and we will see you at the next video.